What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pam and I'm in my hoodie dress. It's a dress that's also a hoodie. It's a hoodie dress. Anyway, I love my hoodie dress. So today we are doing the long-awaited, the much requested baby cactus update. For some reason, that video about planting cactus seeds has done really well. It's been watched by, let's see, 26,840 people. And I have gotten so many requests to do an update on these cactus. Some of them not super polite. But the thing is, guys, is that I haven't done an update in, so many months because cactus don't grow very fast. They don't look all that different from the last time you saw them. Well, they do. They look different, but they're not that much bigger. And I'm also going to go over a few of the most often asked questions that I got in that video. So I'm going to cut in some close-up footage for you as well because it is a little hard to see them, but I still have them in this container, which was the Chinese food takeout container. I just put some holes in the bottom here, and since I've taken the lid off, that has just become, sort of like my drip tray. I got a lot of questions about watering and when to take the top off. So I'm gonna show you the babies here. Hopefully that'll focus. And I will also show you the close-up footage, and then we can talk about some answers to these questions. So in terms of watering and keeping the lid on, when I last left you guys, these were almost 1 month old. At the time, I was keeping the lid on pretty much all the time, but I would sort of pop it off and leave it a little ajar. Some days, if it looked extra moist in there, I would take it off for a little while and put it back on before I went to bed or something. I just kind of played it by ear, and I know that that's not super helpful to hear if you like really specific instructions, but when it comes to watering houseplants, I can't tell you how often to do it because it's really a matter of when they need it. So let's say that you have planted your baby cactus seeds. Now, I used a heating mat, and the heating mat definitely allowed this to germinate a lot faster than I think it would otherwise. If you don't have a heating mat, you can use the top of a refrigerator, any surface that just gets just a little bit warmer, than like any other surface in your house. Maybe, I want to say like the top of a TV, but they don't make those anymore. I just dated myself. Because I used the heat underneath, that did have my cacti germinating like within the first few days, as you saw in the video. So depending on how quickly you can get your cactus seeds to germinate, basically you're going to have the lid on throughout that whole process. And if you have the lid on the whole time, you probably shouldn't have to water it. But again, that's something you're going to have to look at your pot of cactus and your cacti and decide. Because if it's bone dry and you've had the lid on the whole time, you're going to need to water it because they need moisture in those first few months. So as far as I understood from what I read online, as soon as the spikes start to form, that is when you want to start, taking the top off a little bit, getting the plants acclimated to your home environment, because ideally you're going toward taking the lid off completely. So once the cactus have their roots, their little spikes, they've had a chance to be a thing for a few months, they can handle being out of that moist environment. And then from there, it's up to you to, feel the container. You will get used to being able to tell whether there's moisture in there or not. I wouldn't recommend doing the finger test unless you're really sure there isn't a cactus there, because some of them I've noticed, especially if they're a little dry, will shrink down a bit and you might not see them right away. For the most part, I have been watering them with my trusty turkey baster. I talk about this all the time. This is how I get to plants that are, a little high up, or maybe they're far back in a shelf and I don't want to risk pouring over all my plants and then maybe hitting a leaf and having water spill everywhere. It happens to all of us. It's the most irritating thing in the world. So I use this to really precision water. I do that for the most part with these cactus. I think another thing that would be fine would be a squirt bottle. I will just fill up my little dropper, you know, just go around them and put like a little drop or two of water just around. And then it will soak into the dirt, into the potting mix, excuse me. And then they will be good to go. And because I'm not covering this up and the potting mix isn't very deep, this does dry out fairly quickly, which is what you want. Cactus do not like to have wet roots. For me, this is what's been working. And I will tell you that the comment section was highly stressed out. I don't know what it is about growing cactus, but I've never had a comment section seem like anxious in their questioning, you know, like they're just like really stressed about, they're afraid that they're gonna do it wrong. But here's the thing is you're buying a pack of like 50 seeds, right? And then you've gotten, you know, I've got probably 25 of these little baby cacti in here. So you can always start one tray of them and then wait a couple weeks until they're starting to germinate and then start another one. And then you can mess around between the two of them. Here is my biggest message and something that I have really learned myself, because I am a person who wants to, I want to know exactly, just tell me what to do. Tell me every step. I am an A student. I will get that gold star. I will do everything you tell me to do. That's not how you do plants, my friends. Unfortunately, this is something where you have to break some eggs to make the cake. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the saying, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. So don't be afraid to experiment a little bit. Don't be so scared to kill something, because unfortunately, it's part of this game. It's part of this hobby, and it's the fastest way to learn. It really is. So, so that would be, if I could give you anything to take away from this video, is that number one, I am not an expert in this. If you want expert videos on raising cacti from seed, highly recommend Desert Plants of Avalon. Like, just go to her channel and soak up her knowledge like a sponge, because that's where you're gonna get the quality, you know, video content. Like if you want to learn how to build terrariums, I would send you to Serpa Design. You know what I mean? Just go to the best. I, however, am doing this very experimentally, so I might kill these. You know, I might kill them, and I think some people thought maybe I did, and that's why I wasn't updating you guys. But truthfully, this actually sat in a windowsill over the summer, and I forgot about it, so it got really, really dry. So dry that I could tell that they were thirsty. And then it fell out of the window, flat down on the floor, baby cacti everywhere. I had to take my long tweezers and fish them all out and then repot them. And that was about, they must have been about 6 months old at that point. So technically you don't want to move them for about a year. So I've still got two more months before I will be hitting a year with these. I did that and they were fine. I don't even think I lost any of them. So don't stress. It's easier than you think it is. Two more things before I let you go. One commenter let me know that the mix of cacti in that pack that I used wasn't the greatest for indoor cactus, which I really appreciate that comment. Thank you. They also let me know that Mesa Garden is a good resource in their opinion for seeds. I've not ordered from them personally, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. And I think that the Seed Man, I know that a lot of people go through him for cacti seeds too. So that is definitely something I'm going to do down the road when I just need to decide on a few things that I want to grow, and then I will order the seeds of a specific variety. This was kind of just an experiment. I just wanted to have some fun. And the final question that I wanted to touch on was, a few people asked me if it was okay to use different kinds of potting mix. Like someone asked me about garden soil or just regular potting mix. I mean, you can. So the way I look at it is pretty much all the resources that I saw advocated against that. So, I mean, you could try it. It would probably be fine. Maybe, I don't know, but I think it's just worth it to just get some sand or cactus mix and just use that, you know? Like I know a few people were asking because there are shortages and it's hard to get things right now, so totally understand. And once again, what's it gonna hurt if you just throw a handful of seeds in some mix and see what happens? You know, it's not gonna hurt anything, so just try it. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to do a quick update for you guys on these little baby cacti. I'm gonna wait until their first birthday. Maybe we'll throw them a little cacti birthday party, and then we will repot them and let them grow up a little bigger. I don't know if they're gonna be big enough to identify anytime soon. They all kind of look the same to me right now, so we'll find out. We'll find out when I get here eventually. To summarize, big takeaways here. I think it is best to keep the lid on until everything seems to be germinated and there are spikes. Once the spikes show up, you can start slowly taking the lid off for more and more time and acclimating them to your environment. And at that point, you're going to be watering them just like you would water any other cactus or succulent, and that is when the soil has dried out. You know, you can keep an eye on them. They will let you know when they're very thirsty, but you know, obviously it's better to just monitor the soil and water it when it gets completely dry. And for me personally, I think that the heating mat for germination and having a strong grow light is really the key to how successful mine were and how quickly they grew. Are they necessary? I don't know, I couldn't tell you, but that's the way I did it and it worked quite well. So I hope you enjoyed this little update, and let me know if there are any other plants that you were curious to see updates from. We've got Vlogmas going on, so I'm happy to throw quick update videos together for you guys. That's actually really easy for me to do, so feel free to suggest that or anything else down below. And if you have a good cactus seed connection, a source, a good place to shop, maybe like a small business or something like that, please shout them out down below. You may not be able to leave links without them getting snagged in the spam filter, but I will approve them if I see them. Or you can just let us know the company name and we can do the Googling. All right, buddies, I will see you tomorrow. I am enjoying the hell out of posting every day, so thank you so much for being so supportive and wonderful. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye, bye, bye.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?